A very good morning and a happy Wednesday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. We'll talk about three things. Will the vaccine be effective against the new strain? Fatigue in container shipping numbers and Apple's self-driving move. Congress passed a $900 billion relief bill that should provide a bridge to the economy at least through spring. The move should help kindle some consumer spending and lower the burden for small businesses through what is likely to be a brutal winter with COVID-related restrictions. Such news might have been cause for some exuberance in other times, but it was the new variant of the coronavirus spreading quickly in Britain that seemed to be on top of investors' minds. Oil prices slid for the second day with the Brent crude dropping 1.6% to 50.08. Most health experts seem to think that the authorized vaccines will be effective against the new variant, which is said to be more contagious. Investors are trying to gauge whether the new strain of the COVID-19 will impact the efficacy of the vaccines that have been rolled out this month. BioNTech chief executive said the vaccines developed by his company in partnership with Pfizer would likely work against the new variant and is being tested. If a new mutation would make the current vaccine ineffective, BioNTech can develop another tailored to the new variant in 6 weeks, is what he said. On the back of all this, the tech-heavy Nasdaq was the only major US index to gain, rising about 0.5%. The Dow was down 0.7% and the S&P 500 was down 0.2%. Dollar advanced for the third day and treasuries gained. Container shipping, the backbone of the global trading system, is showing signs of fatigue as the pandemic descends into its darkest days. Just 50% of container vessels arrived on time in November, down from 80% a year earlier and the lowest level in records dating back to 2011, according to a service reliability index compiled by Copenhagen-based Sea Intelligence. From Asia to North America, on-time arrivals dropped below 30%, less than half the long-run average globally. In corporate news, Apple rose 2.9% after Reuters reported that the iPhone maker intends to move forward with its own self-driving car technology. Exercise equipment maker Peloton Interactive gained 12%, hitting a new all-time high after it agreed to buy commercial fitness equipment provider Precor for about $420 million in cash. Travel stocks and shares of energy companies tumbled. Norwegian Cruise was down 6.9%. Chevron fell for the 8th consecutive day, losing 2%. That marks the longest losing streak for the oil giant since October 2013. Moves in stocks could be big and markets may be especially choppy in coming days because fewer people are trading as the holiday period starts. The final stretch of trading in December has historically been positive for the stock market, but this week's losses may be a sign that investors are starting to take profits after a blockbuster year, especially as they consider the possibility of tax changes after President-elect Joe Biden takes office, is what the chief market strategist at TD Ameritrade remarked. The S&P 500 is up 14% in 2020. The Nasdaq Composite is up 43%. On the data front, nothing much that we got except for the GDP confirmation, which was revised to 33.4 compared to the expectations of 33.1, so slightly better. Meanwhile, consumer confidence in the US dropped for the second straight month in December and missed expectations. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.